Hi everyone, I'm Mark from Travel Shorts. This is my daughter Holly. That's my son Matthew. And today in this video, we're going to be traveling all the way from here in Zurich in Switzerland, all the way back home to Manchester in the UK. So we spent the morning at the Lindt Chocolate Factory, which we've just left now. We thought we'd do something a little bit different to get back into Zurich city centre itself. Rather than getting the train or the bus, we're going to take the ferry. So the ferries only depart every hour on Lake Zurich, which is right behind me here. So we've got a bit of time to wait before our ferry arrives and takes us to Bürkliplatz, which is in that direction on Lake Zurich, which is basically Zurich city centre. Once we get to Bürkliplatz, we will walk through Zurich, making our way slowly to the Hauptbahnhof, the train station, where we'll retrieve our rucksacks, which we left in storage lockers there, get the train to the airport, spend a couple of hours in the airport, and then fly back home to Manchester. So it is really relaxing here. Like I said, Lake Zurich is right behind us here. We're just sitting on some benches. The ferry port is just right by there, so the ferry will be coming in that direction there, makes regular trips on Lake Zurich throughout the day. We have been on it before. Last time we came to Zurich in 2023, we did exactly what we're doing now. We explored the Lindt Chocolate Factory, which is just over there and about a 5-minute walk away. Then we came down, we waited for our ferry and went into Zurich, so we're doing exactly the same this time. While we're waiting for our ferry, it's probably a good time to promote our Instagram channel. These videos usually take me weeks or even months to edit, so if you want to see where we are around the world when we're there, if you follow us on Instagram at Travel Shorts, I post live story updates wherever we are. So as you can see, for the whole of this trip, I have been posting live story updates from where we are. Here we are sledging yesterday. This was Grindelwald. So yeah, if you want to keep up to date wherever we are around the world in real time, just follow us on Instagram at Travel Shorts. Promotion over. Yeah, we've been sitting down for about 20 minutes on the bench just behind us over there. The ferry should be arriving in about 10 minutes, so we're just going to walk over to the jetty. Not sure if we need to buy our tickets in advance from a machine or we can pay on board. Last time we came, we did pay on board just as we went on, but things might have changed in the last 3 years. Ferries depart heading towards Zurich, so Bürkliplatz is the ferry terminal in Zurich every hour on 2 minutes past the hour. At least it is currently doing that in wintertime. I'm not sure what it is during summer. And there's also another ferry which goes in that direction, which I can't recall the location that it goes over there. So this is the ferry port, the jetty here. We're going to be going in that direction. You can just see Zurich just at the end of the lake over there. So just before we came on this trip, we kind of reminded ourselves by watching a previous video from 2023 about how we took the ferry. And Holly was just standing right by here, and me and Matthew pretended to throw you in a little bit, didn't we? And she was so small back then. I think you're in exactly the same position you were back then 3 years ago. By there, looking at the water is really clear. You can see the rocks through the water. But it was a lot warmer then. We were here in August 2023, and that's when there was a huge heat wave going across Europe. Every single day of that trip, we spent 23 days but going around Europe by train. I think we visited 12 countries, did we, Matthew?
Something like that.
And it was 40 degrees every day. 11. Holly said it was 11 countries. It was 40 degrees almost every day. It was so hot. So hot. I can remember us just by here waiting for the ferry, just like we're doing now. But it was a lot warmer. I don't know. Ferry should be here in about 5 minutes time, I think. I've just spotted the timetable. It looks like we are on winter hours at the moment. So I was saying it came every hour. We're going to begin at 12:02 to Zurich Bürkliplatz. Zurich is right at the other end of the lake down there. So there is a ferry about to dock, this one here. That is actually going to Falwil and Eilenbach, which is in that direction. I think our ferry is that one there, which should be here in just a few minutes. And here's our ferry just arriving. So the total price for the tickets for this ferry from where the Lindt Chocolate Museum was to Zurich was 1440 Swiss francs, which is around £13. Both Matthew and Holly, because they were children, they were half price. I was obviously full price. So the journey is pretty short. It's about a 23-minute journey from where we've just come from into Zurich. We're almost there.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes we will be arriving at Zurich Bürkliplatz, our final destination. This boat will then continue on to the next round trip. We bid farewell to passengers disembarking at Bürkliplatz, and we look forward to welcoming you again soon on one of our boats. Thank you for cruising with us. Have a nice day and goodbye.
So we made it to Bürkliplatz, which is the ferry port here in Zurich. We're now going to start walking through Zurich, slowly up towards the train station where we'll be catching a train to the airport shortly. Well, not shortly, maybe in about another hour and a half's time. Which one was our ferry, Holly?
One of them.
It was one of them. It was that furthest one there. So we've just come from that ferry there.
Ferry was...
Quite a few people are getting on there now. We're up in this area here. There's the statue here. We're going to take a look at that now. So the statue says Ganymede on there. So I'm going to assume this is Ganymede from Greek mythology. And from memory, he was abducted by the gods to serve as Zeus's cupbearer on Mount Olympus. It's also a moon on one of the planets in the solar system as well, named after him. I think we might head over to that church there. It looks like there's having a bit of construction work on it because there's a scaffold all around. When we were here last time, that construction work wasn't happening. We actually stayed in an apartment just over by there, and I seem to remember quite a lot of food places next to it. It was in the Niedendorf area here in Zurich. It was like quite a narrow street with cafes and restaurants all the way along. So we might go there now. We'll get some lunch before we head to the airport. I think it'd be better eating in Zurich itself rather than eating at the airport. And I think Holly agrees. You want to eat in Zurich, not the airport, don't you? We're going to head up to that church, but as well as all the construction work going up there with the scaffolding, it looks like it's boarded off, so there's no point going there. So we're going to continue walking to the left in this direction. We've just cut off and turned right from the main street, which is next to the river. We're coming up to Niedendorf-Strasse. This is the street that we stayed on last time, like I mentioned. So we're going to continue walking left on Niedendorf-Strasse, which is Niedendorf Street, towards where we stayed last time, and then check out all the cafes and restaurants along the way. So this is Niedendorf-Strasse. This place is called ZFC. You can kind of guess what they're copying. And we stayed, last time we were here, on that third floor there. We had quite a really nice apartment, and we only stayed for one night, but that was a really nice place to stay. Would recommend it. At the time, it still is called Hit Rental Niedendorf. There we go. Hit Rental Niedendorf Apartments. That's where we stayed. Really recommended. So we've just come to a takeaway along the street. We've all gone for that traditional Swiss food, a doner kebab. Matthew and Holly have just got a plain doner kebab. I asked for one with chips, so with pommes. Or it'd be on the side, but it's not. It's mixed in the kebab here. So let's try it. It was hot, but it does taste quite nice. So as you just saw, we had kebabs, doner kebabs for our lunch. Total price of that was 44 Swiss francs. So about £42. The kebabs themselves came to $39.50 and a bottle of Sprite was $4.50. We're now going to continue walking along these streets here in Zurich and slowly go towards the train station. Just the end of the road we've just been walking along, so we've just been walking along that road there, which is Niedendorf-Strasse. There's this hotel, Lindt. Literally in about a week and a half's time, I'm going to be staying in that hotel for one night when I'm doing my train travel series around Switzerland. So if you want to see more of Zurich, more of Switzerland, stay tuned. Shortly, there'll be a lot more videos from Switzerland and traveling around Switzerland on trains. So that is the Hauptbahnhof, so the train station here in Zurich. So we're going to head in there now, get our bags from the lockers and catch a train to Zurich Airport. Trains depart for the airport almost every 10 minutes, so there's plenty of choice. We'll just take our time, get our bags, get our tickets, and then board a train. Let's go in there.
This one I want to remember a name. It's Lucky D. St. Valley.
Okay. And because you've learned to them in school?
Because we had to draw them and colour them. Yeah. And make like a whole background with them. The original ones were made out of clay though, but she also built. There's a whole museum of just Jolly Nanas.
Okay. So that's what they call Jolly Nanas?
Yeah, no. They're meant to represent jelly beans.
Okay.
That's a big one.
We're now on the lower floor of the train station, about to go back to the locker. We scan a QR code and then it opens the locker for us. We'll get our bags out and head into the station itself. So our locker is at 603. Holly is going to demonstrate how to get one out of the locker system. So I think we're going to click on English. Click English. Click collect here now. And then scan the QR code on that scanner by there. Which one by here there? Yeah. There we go. And our locker has opened. Right. So we've sorted our backpacks, we've rearranged a few little things. We're now going to go get a ticket and then head towards the airport. But Holly wants to take another photograph of that up there. So we're going to welcome. Gonna do that. We want to go to Zurich Flughafen, which is the airport. So we'll get the 137. Yeah. Okay, tickets from that. Okay. Just click tickets. We want 1 full fare and we want 2 half fare. Okay. It looks like I might have to buy them separately. Okay, we'll have to do it twice. And then the ticket should come out of down there. So 2 tickets. Could you pick those 2 up? And then I'll get mine. So there's Holly's and Matthew's ticket. So I've got our tickets. I couldn't see a way to mix half fares with full fares. So I had to just check out twice. No, my full fare was $7.20 and the half fare was $3.60. We're now going to head down to platform number 33, which is down there. But before we go down there, I'll just show you what the station looks like. That's the main station there. And now we're going to go down. And this is what the tickets look like if you're interested. St. Gallen. So we're taking that St. Gallen one in 2 minutes' time. So we've made it on board the train. This is only going to be a short 10-minute journey to the airport. So we've arrived at Zurich Flughafen Airport train station. We just need to go upstairs, head into the terminal building, and I think we'll go through to security straight away, just so we're outside, just in case there's any issues with a lot of delays going through. Because at the moment, there seem to be lots of delays around Europe, especially if you're British, going into and through airports. So we're the 1645 Manchester, EZY 2194, check-in area 3. But we don't need to check in, so we're just going to head to security. We made it through security, even though there was nobody there. You know me, because I carry so many electronics, we've got power banks, we've got cameras, we've got batteries. I got stopped. They went through every single item in my bag twice. Took a while to get through, but we're through now. It's quite a big terminal building by the look of it. So we're just going to walk around and find somewhere to fill up our water bottle. And then we're just going to sit down for a bit. We've still got a couple of hours before our flight departs. So apparently, according to the website, waterairports.com, there should be a water fountain around gate B38, which is where I am now. So by the kids area is there, but the kids area is only 2 things. So maybe it's over by here, by the bathroom. Let's go and take a look. So we're going to be flying back to Manchester today with EasyJet. I've already checked in online. I've also paid for allocated seating as well. Whenever I fly with Matthew and Ollie, I pay for the seating just so I know we're going to be sitting next to each other. Whenever I fly solo with Ryanair or EasyJet, I never pay for the seating. I just use allocated seating, where they just choose where they're going to put me, usually in the middle seat. But I don't want that to happen. With the 3 of us, we need to sit together. So today we're going to be in seats 15A, B and C. Found a quiet area of the airport to sit in. We're in like the B gate, right at the very end. There's not very many people in this area, as you can see. We don't have a gate yet for our flight. It said it will become available at 2:55. So maybe in about another half an hour, we'll know which gate we're at, and then we'll head over there then. So we've got our gate, Holly. It's going to be E58. They've just announced our gate. It's going to be E58. We're in the B section here, so we're going to walk over to the E section. Not sure how far it is, but we've still got plenty of time before our flight boards. So we're going to go downstairs. So we're going to have to go through passport control. So we're going to gate E58 now. Because we're non-Schengen, we do have to go through passport control, so we get our passport stamps to say that we're leaving the Schengen zone. Looks like I have to take a train to our gate. Departures every 3 minutes, it says. So I think this journey to E-Gate is only going to take about 2 minutes. Looks like we're approaching them now. Okay, we've made it on board the plane. We're in seats 15A, B and C today. I'll do a really quick seat tour, but you know what EasyJet seats look like. So here we are. You can see the legroom. It's about, not much, a couple of fingers maybe. We have got safety card. We've got the EasyJet magazine. Tray table. There. And that's about it. There's Matthew and Holly getting ready to depart. We have got a window here
bags of people in a hold. Very shortly push back from here, make our way out to the westerly runway here in Zurich. Making a slight left turn initially before routing northbound through France. Back across channel into the UK. Flight time back to Manchester around about 1 hour and 30 minutes.
We've been up in the air about half an hour now, so only about another hour to go. Really smooth flight so far. Sun is really, really strong, so I pulled the window shade down the majority of the way. It was just really hot on the side of my face. Nothing really to report. Both me and Matthew tried nodding off a little bit, with a small bit of success. We made it to Manchester Airport. It's about 5:45 in the evening, so it's just slightly under a 2-hour flight. I've got my fingers crossed immigration isn't going to be too busy, so we can hopefully whiz through there and then walk to our car. We are 440 metres away from immigration, Holly. It's at approximately a 7-minute walk. So we were out of immigration. That was really quick. We all went through the scan your own passport kind of self-service areas. We're now heading all the way to Terminal 3 because I parked in the T3 multi-story. It's about a 10-minute walk from here, maybe 15 maximum. Yeah, Holly's not happy about walking that far, so I'm carrying her bag so she doesn't have to carry it. We've made it back to our car, so I think we're going to end this video here. I hope you've enjoyed following along on our little trip all the way from Zurich back here to Manchester. And if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. It's really appreciated. If you're new here, my name is Mark, along with my daughter Holly, son Matthew. We make travel and theme park videos from around the world. Now here's Holly with a very special message.
If you like this video, please remember to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Bye.
Bye.